be back in the fishmobile. So I finished work, I came home, and Andy asked a question that every girl wants to hear. Do you want to go fishing? And we're in the fishmobile now, driving to the Dove, hoping for some fish. Of course, knowing our luck, as soon as we packed the car and started driving, it started drizzling down with rain. We will see what we can do.
Yeah, super short session. I mean, it's 7 o'clock in the evening now. We've got another 10 minutes before we get to where we're going. So this really is at the maximum 2 hours fishing.
I want to fish.
He ever really wants to fish. So we'll do our best. We'll see you down on the river, hopefully with a few fish. Let's do it. Right, so we've actually seen a fish rise. Ieva was bugging that pool really well, and all of a sudden the fish has come and taken a dry fly. To save time, rather than rig the dry fly rod up, what I've actually done is I've put a second dry fly on the dry and dropper rod. It looks a little bit ugly, but I'm hoping it's going to be effective. Right, so obviously not the species we're after. It's actually a grayling. It looked like a really trouty rise, very splashy, but what it turned out to be was very feisty little grayling that beat me up the whole way down the river, slipping back. So that was a bit of a victory for just changing things up really quickly. I wouldn't usually fish 2 dry flies. That's a little bit weird even for me. But the fish was there, we've got limited time, take your opportunity, get a fly in there.
I don't think it was the same fish, I'm not convinced. I was stood right next to it, and it had a mouth like a bloody horse. So I think Andy's gonna go for number 2. Try and catch the fish that was actually rising. Andy, are you?
Well, it can't hurt to give it a go. We'll give it a couple of casts with this, what do we call it, dry and dry setup. The dry and dry, actually, there's a big fish just risen upstream of us as well. So maybe it's starting to happen just as the light starts to fade. We'll give it a go. two and two for the dry and dry setup, both grayling unfortunately, but
perhaps you discovered something.
perhaps this is it. Perhaps this is the next thing in fly fishing. The dry and dry rig. Come on, stop with your nonsense. Yeah, again, I don't think it's the fish we were fishing for. It looked like a much more splashy rise, but hey, we'll take them. We'll take a riser. But we've got unfinished business here with a fish there and a fish there. Let's go get them. So no more rises in the last pool, so we've moved up a little bit. There's nothing rising in here so far, so Ieva's going to have a crack on the dry and dropper rod. And I'm eagle eyes on the bank trying to find a target fish. Now I'm hoping something appears pretty soon because we're losing the light. But if not, Ieva's on the dry and dropper, so it's all about to happen. I can promise you, it's all about to happen.
I don't want grayling anymore. Oh, go on. Come on. Come on. Took a little fry. There he is. It couldn't be that fish. It just simply could have not been that fish because when it rose twice, it jumped out. Grayling don't do that. Unless it's a crazy drunk grayling. Just like me then. So I had this little grayling on this tiny, well, it's not that tiny, on this sedge. It has a little orange top bit on the top, so it helps me actually see because I'm quite blind. So hopefully this little guy is going to catch me a few more fish. This time, maybe a trout. Jumped like a crazy ninja and then it was poof, gone. My luck for today? 0.
It might be the smallest trout I've ever caught. But it is a trout. I call that mission accomplished. Crikey, little guy.
He was hungry.
Away. You crazy? It's not quite the stamp of fish we were hoping for, but it's trout. And that's what matters.
That's a good start.
Yeah, if I can find one 10 times that size.
Steady. That was very delicate, Mr. Buckley.
You can probably see from the darkness on your screen right now, we've pretty much lost the light. We thought we'd just have one last chuck in a lightly looking pool, but we've lost the hatch now. There are very few flies in the air and certainly no fish rising. So we've got a fairly long walk back to the car, and we'll see you there for a thorough debrief with IB. So, maybe not the session we had in mind in terms of trout. I caught a couple of very small ones, you lost quite a nice one, but really nice to get out. Check you out. Really nice to get out for a couple of hours in the evening.
Yeah, it really is. And it's so nice to be able to fish after work, even if it's just for a couple of hours. It's way better than sitting at home watching TV or doing anything. I mean, we were outside. I can't even say the fishing wasn't great. I had a lot of fun. I was losing fish, I was missing takes, and so what? It's fishing. Still enjoyed it. It was nice to be outside.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And actually, the dove hasn't fished great this season. That was the first time we've seen any kind of sustained rise.
And there were so many flies as well. So many flies.
Yeah, we saw the early sedges, the grandam in the air. We saw a couple of large dark olives, a couple of iron blues. It's starting to show some promise, isn't it?
Yeah, it really has.
So I reckon we'll try and sneak in a couple more after work sessions, and hopefully there might be a few more trout. But
hopefully Ieva lands a trout.
Yeah, hopefully Ieva can get one to stay on. It was mostly grayling, but it was a whole heap of fun. I'm really glad we came.
I am as well.
And I'm really glad we brought you guys along with us. If you'd give the video a like, if you enjoyed it, that'd be great. If you want to subscribe, you'll hear more of our waffling on a regular basis. Share it around, and we'll see you very soon, hopefully.
Subscribe just because we have matching shirts.
We are wearing matching shirts today. If that isn't a reason to keep watching this channel, I don't know what is. If you like,
that's it.
If you like out of season grayling and matching shirts, this is the channel for you.
Okay, it's time for me to get a glass of wine. Bye, people.